welcome to my channel. I'm Penelope. I do reviews of books, TV shows now. I do reviews of Chinese and Korean dramas as well. I do music and a little bit of vlogs every now and then when I have some time. Today I'm going to be doing a review of It Ends With Us. Now, not so much the book, but the movie. I forgot to do this. I didn't have this on, so I hope you guys can hear me. Anyway, so today I'm going to be reviewing It Ends With Us, more the movie than the book, and I will tell you why. I read this book quite some time ago, like a long time ago, and I honestly can say that Colleen Hoover is not one of my favorite writers, not because of her lifestyle, which that is her personal business, that is not mine, but I'm just not a fan of her plots, and a lot of times, most times, you know, her endings to me are not my favorite. So I won't say that she's one of my favorite authors because she's not. However, I want to talk about the movie because it has gotten so much bad reputation with everything that has happened with the lawsuit of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and it has just been a mess. Okay, I don't know where that is. Okay, I do not really follow everything that's happening with movies or books. I just read them or watch them and then review them. Now, for a movie that had so much bad press, I am completely impressed with the execution of this movie. I watched the movie expecting things to be really bad, like the acting to be horrible, the plot to be terrible. The only terrible thing, honestly, about this movie was the choice of outfits that Blake decided to pick for her character Lily, which we all know that based on the book, she wouldn't dress like a crazy person, right? So other than that, honestly guys, this was a great movie. I think that Baldoni did an amazing job of following the book and how it starts and how it finishes. So I do not believe that the movie deserves the hate that it's getting, because if you watch the movie, you will know that it is great. There was not a whole lot of details that were missing in the movie that I would say is a big difference, except for the minor things that were changed because of the issues that we know the actors were having, right? The actors and the director. So putting the bad press aside, the movie is about domestic violence. For those that have not read the book or watched the movie, it is about domestic violence. It does start like a very cutesy, like Blake was trying to say, very cutesy romantic movie. Well, I won't say cute because it does start with Lily's father dying, and we know everything that happened there. Okay, so I won't get a whole lot into that. What I really want to focus on is the chemistry between Baldoni and Blake, because for people that hate each other, they did an amazing job. They're definitely great actors. As much as we want to hate on Blake, she is an amazing actress, as you can tell. So the movie starts with them falling in love, and very minor and little red flags popping up, except for the whole, you know, kicking the chair in the roof and having a tantrum situation that Ryle did. So besides that, he didn't raise red flags to me. So when I tell you that when the first domestic sign appeared in the movie, I was so shocked, and I honestly loved how they put this, because as a woman, I'm always paying attention to these type of things, all right? And I love that they put it in a way that even us as an audience will question if a domestic violence was happening. So to me, when the first incident occurred, I did not think it was on purpose. I was like, what just happened? I remember going back on the scene and rewatching it like 3 times, and I was like, no, I don't think he meant to hit her. I think that was an accident, for real. But later on, we realized that it wasn't. It wasn't until like the second time where he pushed her off the stairs that I was like, he pushed her down. Because it went black, right? But I knew what was happening. So by the second time, I was like, oh girl, no. And you know, him being extremely jealous of Atlas, even though Lily explained like their past and everything that had happened. it was getting out of control. So I honestly love how they put this, because you can see it from a person who is suffering a domestic violence, you know, a situation like it. We always say things like, oh my God, I don't understand how people in domestic violence that are victims, how these victims don't realize they are in such a bad situation. And I felt like a victim, because on that first scene, I was defending the guy. I was like, no, come on, like, he didn't mean to hit her, like, she was right behind him, you know, and he was like, I mean, he outburst. I did see that, okay? He was like too angry for what was happening. I don't think he needed to be that way. I discussed this with some other friends, because they watched the movie separately, right? And then we got together and we were discussing the movie, and it was crazy because the women agreed, you know, with me. We were saying the same thing, like, I think it was an accident, and the guys were like, no, that was not an accident. So that's how you can tell that some people have just different point of views, and how victims do come to be, right? How they're made. Like I said, there were very little details that were not in the movie, but I honestly wouldn't consider these details to be a big, huge change. You know, like the magnet that Alice gave to Lily long time ago, which subconsciously motivated her to move to Boston, right, and do her flower shop there. So there was also how Ryle ended up in Lily's flower shop. It wasn't exactly how they put it in the movie. Like, the details that were missing to me were not significant enough. But again, this is my personal opinion. Please don't come after me. This is just my opinion. This is how I think about this. I honestly believe that the movie itself was a success, regardless of the bad press. And I feel like people can, you know, differentiate. But Bao Johnny and Blake acted like they was in love. They had chemistry in the movie. They were all up on each other. So to me, this is a 10 out of 10 movie. Atlas was delicious to watch. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that because I'm married. But it is. Oh my God. I was like, oh, guys, Atlas is so cute. Okay. I honestly love this movie. It has a great message behind it. It does show how generational trauma can transfer, and it is our job as the new generation to make sure that we're not transferring those things to our children. And I do believe that the movie is totally worth watching. If you are a victim of domestic violence, I do encourage you to seek for help. You're not alone. This can happen to anyone, even to us, even to me, who I'd be like, no, it would never happen. The movie showed me that I would be a victim too. So if you're going through anything like it, please leave now before it's too late. So in conclusion, please don't listen to just the bad press that has gone around with this movie. And even though, like I said, Colleen is not one of my favorite authors, I do think she did a great job, and it is worth reading, especially for people that may be going through anything like it. The movie itself, if you want to skip the book and just watch the movie, I recommend it because it's literally the same thing. They did an amazing job at adapting the book. So if you just want to watch the movie, do it. It is great. It is it's not family friendly. I don't think it's family friendly. I was gonna say that. I don't think it's family friendly since there are spicy scenes. I won't say it's too spicy, but it's still, you know, it's still there. So I don't recommend you watching this with your children. But if you want to watch it on your own, please do so. It is great. Don't listen to what the people are saying. The movie itself is a success to me. So that is my personal review. 10 out of 10 movie. It is on Netflix, I believe. It's still there if you want to watch it, if you have a subscription. This is not being sponsored by Netflix either, okay? If you guys have any suggestions for me, any movies based on books that you want me to review, I will do so. Just let me know in the comments. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.